This math standard is based on percentages and how we use percentages based on real life problems. So here's an example of a restaurant bill being $90, just rounding it to a even number here. Sales tax is 7%, that's especially here in Florida, and a tip of 15%. We could go with 10% or 20%, but 15% sounds pretty reasonable. So the typical approach would you just take your restaurant bill and you would take $90, you would multiply it by 7%, which would be 0.07 or 7/100 to be exact. Multiply those together, and then basically you would end up with $6.30. And then what you would do is you would add that to $90 to get the actual tax. And then to get the tip, you would take the 15%, also multiply it by $90, right? Because you're paying the waiter or the waitress based on the amount of food or drinks that you've ordered, okay? You're not going to take the 15% and times it by this total here, because you're not going to be paying the government, tip on their tax. Makes no sense. So you would just do 15% off the $90. So you do the same thing here. So times 0.15, or in this case 15/100. That's what 15% is. Multiply that. Two decimal places here, so 4 total right here. So the tip is going to be $13.50. So you would add that down here, and that's for the tip. This is the bill, the tax, the tip. Add it all up, and then you would have $109.80 will be your total bill. Okay. Now that's the traditional way of doing things. All right. Another way of doing the same exact problem is, instead of doing these separate things all at one time, what you could do, now this is helpful if you want to break it down, if you want to know exactly what the tax bill is, if you want to know exactly what the tip is, this would be the approach to take. But if you don't really care what the actual breakdown is, you just want to know what the total bill is, then think about, how much are you paying in the $90? How much of this bill are you paying to the restaurant? Okay, you're going to be paying 100%. 100% will go directly to the bill, correct? 7% of that amount will go to the government, the local government, all right? Okay, it's not the federal government, local government. And then the tip will be 15%, and that goes to the waiter, right? Or the waitress. Okay? If you were to add those together, basically you're trying to find out 122% of the bill, of the total bill, or this bill, I should say, this restaurant bill of $90. Okay? And so all you'd have to do is just take $90, times it by 1.22, since that's 122%, right? Move 2 places to the left, so that's 1.22, or 1 22/100. Go ahead and multiply that out. And then you'll see you get the same exact answer. This just gives you the total. Okay? So this would be the quicker and the most easiest way of doing things when it comes to actually finding percents of, say, a restaurant bill. Okay? I'll show another video of how do we find commission of sales.